Good morning, everyone. We'd like to thank you all for joining us on this very exciting morning. I'm Gina Ford, the Director of Communications for County Executive Angela Alsobrooks. This Women's History Month, we are so excited to be celebrating Women Veterans Week here in Prince George's County. I'd like to absolutely thank all of the women who have served our country who are joining us today. And so I will not delay. First, we'll hear from County Executive Alsobrooks, followed by Dr. James Dula, who's with our Office of Veterans Affairs, Lisa William, the chairwoman of the Prince George's County Commission for Veterans, Angela McCullough, chairwoman of the Military Women's Veterans Advisory Committee, and Tony Smith, who is the president of Prince George's County Memorial Library System Board of Trustees.
Well, good morning, everyone, and happy Women's History Month to all of you. I am so thrilled to be here today and have the opportunity to celebrate some super bad women in Prince George's County. All right. And let me tell you, it always gives me great joy because we have, if I might say so myself, a disproportionate share of them also in Prince George's County. And so I am joined here today by Dr. James Dula of the Office of Veterans Affairs, who's doing an amazing job. I want to thank him so much for his amazing leadership. We have also Lisa Williams, chairwoman of the Prince George's County Commission for Veterans. I want to thank her. Tony Smith, president of Prince George's County Memorial Library System. I want to thank her so much for being here. As well as Angela McCullough, chairwoman of the Military Women Veterans Advisory Committee, and our own Elena Balan Butler, director of the Department of Family Services, another super bad woman. Here she is also. I want to thank her. This month is about honoring the achievements of women and promoting the many contributions that women have made to strengthen our county and our nation. We celebrate the stories of women who have made our communities better. Today is no exception, as we take time to recognize the service of women in the military. I want to give a warm welcome to a few special guests who are in attendance today. Ms. Michi Jeffries, who served 26 years in the U.S. Air Force. Thank you so much. Ms. Donna Davis, who served 22 years in the Air Force. Let's recognize and salute Ms. Lori Sales, who served 7 years in the Marine Corps. Joined by Ms. Penny Collins, who served 34 years in the Coast Guard. Ms. LaShonda Holmes, who served 17 years in the Coast Guard. Thank her. Also, our very own Dr. Renee Starlin Allen, who served 22 years in the Navy. All right. And Dr. Carolyn Cuff, who served 3 years in the Army. Dr. Cuff, thank you. These women, along with Chairwoman McCullough, who served in the Air Force for 23 years, and Chairwoman Williams, who served in the Navy for 4 years, have all valiantly served our nation. And we want to sincerely thank each of them for their service. And come on, y'all can do better than that. We got to thank these women. Come on now, show them some love. And I am so excited for all of you to be able to witness that today, for the first time in Prince George's County, I am proclaiming March 21st through 25th as Women's Veterans Week in Prince George's County. Thank you. This recognition of our super bad women veterans has been long overdue. Women have been significant contributors to our nation's national security for a long time and now represent the fastest growing population in both military service and the veteran community. Women veterans make up 10% of veterans nationwide, and an even greater percentage of veterans right here in Prince George's County. And if you didn't know, Prince George's County is home to the largest veterans population in the state. And of the approximately 60,000 veterans that we are proud to have call Prince George's County home, more than 10,000 of them are women. Like our special guest here today, each of these 10,000 women veterans has a unique experience and a story to tell. But all of them are connected through their extraordinary service to this country. So we are setting aside this week in Women's History Month to celebrate our women veterans and to lift them up. We are hosted this afternoon by the Prince George's County Memorial Library System in their historic Sojourner Truth Room, which contains over 18,000 resources for the study of the African American experience in Prince George's County. Thank you, it's beautiful. This place is home for important history, and our library system does a wonderful job of preserving and telling the important stories of our county and our nation. Library Board President Tony Smith will speak later about some of the resources that our library system has to offer, but I want to mention that our library system also offers a wealth of resources and programs that our veterans can access. I also want to mention that this spring, the library has a special opportunity to do what it does best, present the important stories of our history. The library is hosting 2 major exhibits that showcase stories of military service of veterans. The first exhibit is a national touring display called The Color of Freedom, honoring the diversity of America's servicewomen, which will open at the Oxon Branch Library on April 13th, and then move on to the Laurel Branch and Largo Kettering Branch through May. I'm grateful to the Military Women's Memorial, also to Dr. Dula, and the library's workforce and community development team for helping bring this exhibit here to share these important stories with Prince Georgians. The second exhibit, In Freedom's Name, honors the military service of Marylanders throughout U.S. history, like Yeaman Sarah Davis, a native of Oxon Hill, who served in the Navy during World War I. It'll be on display at various locations through July. I hope everyone takes the opportunity to observe these exhibits because our veterans have a legacy that deserves to be remembered. But we also know that our service members face many challenges as they attempt to transition back to civilian life. The stories of our women veterans include additional unique hurdles in their path. It's a chapter in far too many stories that should not be overlooked. Helping our county's veterans ease this transition is why we have the Prince George's County Commission for Veterans and the Office of Veterans Affairs. These organizations assist our veterans in important areas such as housing, healthcare, financial literacy, employment, business development, reentry support, and so many others. The OVA is our one-stop resource center dedicated to serving veterans and their family members, launched by this administration in 2019, where I had the distinction, and it's the first time this is the only Veterans Affairs unit in the state, and I had the distinction of appointing Dr. James Dula to lead this very important office. And we were the first jurisdiction in the state of Maryland to have an office solely dedicated to supporting local veterans. And if you would just for a moment also give me a chance to salute again, Dr. James Dula is a person I met, it was well over 20 years ago. I have to tell you, I've never seen Dr. Dula when he wasn't serving. And I met him actually at Crossland High School as a young prosecutor over 20 years ago when he was there teaching a group of students. And his energy, I just hope God gives me throughout my life, the energy of Dr. Dula, but it's all fueled by love. And we just say thank you so much, Dr. Dula, for the work you do every day on behalf of the men and women of our military. The Commission for Veterans, chaired by Lisa Williams, develops and promotes new and existing programs and services for veterans and their families within our county. Our OVA has also opened the Military Women Veterans Center and established a Military Women Veterans Advisory Committee to focus on issues faced by our women veterans. The center provides advocacy, outreach, and assistance to women veterans, including support for active duty members, reservists, and members of the National Guard residing in Prince George's County. Dr. Dula, Chairwoman Williams, and Chairwoman McCullough will speak in a few minutes and tell the stories of what their respective organizations are doing for our veterans. But I am proud to say that since 2019, OVA has assisted more than 10,700 veterans with accessing veterans' resources and services. And since 2020, the Military Women Veterans Center has served 89 women veterans and their surviving spouses. And because this is a team effort, I also want to applaud the work of the Housing Authority of Prince George's County. The Housing Authority, for those who didn't see it, hosted several meet and lease events last fall to provide housing to our most vulnerable populations, including homeless veterans, families, and seniors, after receiving additional emergency housing choice vouchers to assist those in need. The Housing Authority worked with landlords to identify and inspect available housing units to lease to new housing choice voucher recipients. They work with our Social Services Department, our Continuum of Care Consortium, and the Veterans Administration to gather names of eligible candidates for these housing choice vouchers. We were able to house 6 veterans through the fall of 2021 event. I'm proud of the special work of these agencies and organizations and all that they do to help our veterans enjoy the resources they so deserve after committing themselves to defending the freedoms that we all enjoy. I want to thank them again for all that they do, and it cannot be said enough how grateful we are for the service of our veterans. To our women veterans who sacrifice for our safety both at home and abroad, your stories matter to us, and we are eternally grateful to each of you. Happy Women Veterans Week to all of you, and we hope you will continue to share your stories with us, not just during this week, but throughout the year. Thank you. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Dula, and I say to each of you, we appreciate so much your service, and it is my prayer that God will continue to bless you and will continue to bless Prince George's County. Thank you so much.
Well, I think we can certainly say that it is a great time to be a veteran in Prince George's County. Whether we're doing a hoorah or a hooah or a aim high, it's a great time. So, Madam County Executive, thank you for those remarks. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for coming today as we celebrate this Military Women's Veterans Week. I tell you, it doesn't get much better than that. During my 30 years of service as an Air Force commander, I've had the pleasure of serving with so many outstanding women from all branches of the United States military. And today, as the Veteran Affairs Officer for Prince George's County, I'm extremely honored and proud to continue to serve with our nation's finest heroes. Absolutely fantastic. Some of which have joined us today. And to witness and to be part of such a historic moment here in our county is certainly an honor. When I assumed this position as County Executive Alsobrooks has said, the Office of Veteran Affairs became a point that we wanted to recognize. We wanted to build upon it. But also she charged me to create a new paradigm that captures her vision to serve the needs of all military men, women, and families throughout Prince George's County. Under her visionary leadership, we began our work under the banner of Operation Jumpstart, which was designed to highlight the importance of working with nonprofit organizations, religious institutions, colleges, individuals, businesses, and government agencies to ensure services are available to serve everyone seeking assistance according to their needs. And today we use the theme, Help with Hope, which is what we strive to provide our veterans community by assisting them with assessing various services and resources to include health care, housing, education, employment, labor and skills development, but also suicide awareness and prevention, surviving spouse assistance during the loss of their loved ones, and we do so much more. In addition, with County Executive Alsobrooks' endorsement, we opened the Military Women Veterans Center and established the Military Women Veterans Advisory Committee. They serve as our eyes and ears for women veterans, surviving spouses, and military families throughout the county. The Military Women Veterans Center was established to address the concerns of military women veterans and to recognize the rich history of women veterans who have contributed immensely to the United States military and the United States of America. History that includes the many heroic missions of Harriet Tubman and her military leadership during the Civil War, the 855 black women of the 688 Central Postal Battalion in Europe during World War II, who ensured mail-reached troops on the front lines of battle. And if you've ever served in the military, one of the most important points of your career is when you were away from home and they announced mail call. And the history of the women of Tuskegee Airmen during World War II, historically forgotten, but who played a vital supportive role, serving as mechanics, nurses, supply pilots, and secretaries to keep the red tails flying in the skies over Europe, mission after mission. Throughout my career as a commander, I have had the opportunity to serve alongside many heroic women who raised their right hand and swore to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, both foreign and domestic, and to bear true faith and allegiance to the same. So I want to take this time to thank also County Executive Alsobrooks for ensuring these heroes do not simply fade away, but are remembered during this first ever Women Veterans Week in Prince George's County. Through her leadership and vision, we all can say, once again, this is a great time to be a veteran in Prince George's County, the crown jewel of Maryland. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am Lisa Williams, Chairwoman of the Prince George's County Commission for Veterans. The Commission for Veterans' mission is to elevate, develop, and promote new and existing programs and services for veterans and their families within Prince George's County. The Commission operates cooperatively with the Office of Veterans Affairs and our Military Women Veterans Advisory Committee to ensure our veteran community is aware of programs that exist for their benefit. As an honorably discharged veteran of the U.S. Navy, I'm excited to honor the more than 10,000 military women veterans that call Prince George's County home. We salute the mothers, grandmothers, aunts, sisters, and daughters who have bravely served our country. As a child of a Marine Corps family, also known as a military brat, I joined the Navy with the understanding that being a service member meant sacrificing years of my life for the privilege of obeying orders from those of a higher rank. It meant performing seemingly endless numbers of push-ups and sit-ups and hiking countless miles while wearing a too heavy sea bag. It meant being separated from friends, family, and loved ones. It also meant that I was willing to fight and die for my country. Yet, despite these challenges, it is a sacrifice I would make again, as many military women veterans in this audience have already done. Women veterans have served their country with dignity and honor despite the many challenges. Because the term veteran is often associated with men, many women veterans experience situations in which they are not considered a veteran. As a civilian, I've run into situations where it was just inconceivable that I could be a veteran. I've heard expressions to include, "Oh, was your husband in the Navy?" Or, "You don't look like you would have served." Because of these stereotypes, having more women veteran-specific outreach and re-examining preconceived notions of what a veteran looks like is crucial. Currently, women veterans make up 11% of the veteran population and are expected to increase to 18% by the year 2046, according to Pew Research. That is why I am very excited for the first time ever, our county executive, Angela Alsobrooks, has declared March 21st through March 25th as Women Veterans Week. It is the Commission for Veterans' vision that the Prince George's County offers important services and programs to improve the quality of life for our veterans. Thank you, and I salute our valiant women veterans during Women Veterans Week. Thank you.
Well, good morning. I am Angela A. McCullough, Chairman of the Military Women's Veterans Advisory Committee here in Prince George's County. I retired from the Air Force after 23 years of service, with my last duty station being over at Andrews Air Force Base, which is now called Joint Base. I had the opportunity to serve in various locations, to include Operation Desert Storm and Operation Iraqi Freedom. I received 2 Meritorious Service Awards for outstanding service, efficiency, and fidelity. Thank you. I also earned 10 Air Force Outstanding Units Awards for contributions made to units that performed at the highest levels of excellence during my career. I think we all have done that, though. During my military career, I learned to aim high at every given opportunity. Today, I am the proud owner of a company called Trilogistics, a services stable county base here in Prince George's County. All because of county executive. Added to each military mission was not only the experiences I received, but my association with countless outstanding women who worked hard and led by example at each opportunity. As a woman military veteran, I am excited to bring my many experiences and team mentality to Prince George's County as a member of the Women's Veteran Advisory Committee, with the opportunity to advocate for women veterans and spouses, can't forget them, to represent their causes and issues, and the opportunity to work with the Office of Veterans Affairs and the Commission of Veterans in the advisory capacity. In 2019, when Dr. Dooley first approached me with the idea of creating a Women's Veterans Advisory Committee, I became overwhelmed with emotion, and still to this day, as I realized this would be the first step forward for the Prince George's County, and a unique opportunity to recognize the many contributions military women have made to our county and to our country. This is why I'm excited to continue serving military residents as we advocate for women's veterans by representing their causes and issues, and work with the Office of Veterans Affairs and the Commission for Veterans to address each matter brought to our attention. The recognition of women veterans during this third week of March highlights the fact that women, for generations, have served heroically behind the scenes throughout America's history. But now, we are serving on the front lines at home as nurses, doctors, mothers, teachers, public servants. We could go on, and countless other roles during the war on COVID-19. It is with this spirit of perseverance, like the countless military women, veterans that have come before us, that my fellow committee members and I are confident we will move forward together with the same enthusiasm and commitment to service. As a committee's chairwoman, I said chairwoman, y'all. We are honored to be represented, and we look forward to advocating for the many military women veterans and spouses who live, work, and raise their families in Prince George's County. Commander-in-Chief, I thank you. Give her a hand. Thank you very much.
On behalf of the Board of Library Trustees and staff, I would like to thank County Executive Alsobrooks, Dr. Dula, and all of the partner organizations helping the Prince George's County government support veterans, current service members, and military families. Since we're here to celebrate women veterans, I would like to acknowledge two of our staff members who are veterans, Andrea Thomas and Tanya Smith Cawthon. I don't know if they're here. Andrea Thomas manages the New Carrollton Branch Library and had a distinguished career in the military, beginning in the enlisted ranks in the U.S. Navy and concluding with 18 years of service as an officer in the U.S. Coast Guard. She retired as a commander in 2007. And Tanya Smith Cawthon works in the library's finance department and served in the U.S. Army. Her husband is also a wartime veteran of the U.S. Air Force. Thank you, ladies. The library is proud to offer robust resources and services for veterans and military families. I invite everyone to visit pgcmls.info/veterans to learn more about these resources, which include BrainFuse VetNow, a free online resource that helps veterans navigate Department of Veterans Affairs benefits, prepare for higher education or civilian technical training, and transition to civilian careers. Base Camp, Veterans Information and Resource Sessions, a new monthly informational and resource session co-hosted by the Library of Office of Veteran Affairs that is open to anyone with current or prior military affiliation. The next virtual event is Wednesday, March 30th at 1 p.m. Career Online High School, an accredited online high school diploma and career certificate program for adults over the age of 21. The library provides a full scholarship to participants who meet eligibility criteria. As County Executive Alsobrooks mentioned, the library is hosting two important exhibits this spring. I would like to thank Councilmember Mel Franklin, Shane Warren, Brigadier General Retired Pete, Brigadier, thank you. And Pete Hens and Carrie McIntyre for bringing the In Freedom's Name exhibit to our libraries. The exhibit celebrates the military service and sacrifice of Black Marylanders. It features 38 panels that include 63 major stories and 245 photographs and images. Today you can see two of these panels, these two, featuring Harriet Tubman, who famously led a unit during the Civil War, and Yeoman Sarah Davis, a native of Oxon Hill who served in the Navy during World War I. The exhibit has been at the Laurel Library branch for the past 2 months and opens at New Carrollton on Thursday, March 24th. It will also travel to South Bowie in May, Spalding's in June, and come here to Oxon Hill on Wednesday, June 30th. The library is thrilled to announce the upcoming arrival of a new national touring exhibit that commemorates the important contributions of women in our military. From the colonial era to the present day, The Color of Freedom, honoring the diversity of America's servicewomen, will be open to the public here at Oxon Hill on April 13th, with planned stops at the Laurel Branch and Largo Kettering Branch through May. I would like to thank Caprice Dyson and the team at the Military Women's Memorial Exhibit for sharing their work with Prince George's County. Women have overcome countless obstacles when seeking the opportunity to serve in the military throughout our history. This exhibit honors their sacrifice and expanded roles from auxiliary and support units in the early wars of the 20th century to combat service during the most recent conflicts. And to that I say happy Veterans Week, Women's Veterans Week, and thank you all for your service, and thank you, County Executive Alsobrooks.
Okay, so wasn't this a wonderful event this morning? All right. So now we're going to have the county executive come up and read the proclamation for Women's Veterans Week, and then Taylor will actually call on our women veterans in attendance, so you'll be presented with a proclamation as well. And after that, we'll conclude. For any of our members of the media here, feel free to grab interviews afterward.
So I think, I hope I don't create it seems like I'll ask everybody to come up. I would love to have the special guest, our women veterans. Can you come stand? I just want everybody to see you while I read the proclamation. Can you join me, please? Please stand up front and let everybody see how beautiful you are. And I have to say, I agree with Gina. What a wonderful, wonderful morning this has been. I am just so grateful to all of our women veterans who are here today, and this has been inspirational for me. It really has been so inspiring because what we know is that our women accomplish amazing things throughout our communities every day, and then there are some whose journey is more difficult. And I can only imagine the difficulty of serving as a woman in the military, especially over all of these years. And so I say for all of us, we are just so grateful to all of you, and I am so proud to stand here with you this morning. So whereas the Office of the County Executive for Prince George's County, Maryland, wishes to officially recognize and celebrate Women Veterans Week for the first time in the county's history. And whereas throughout our nation's history, women have served in all branches of the United States military in various occupations, making significant contributions to our armed forces. And whereas in 1948, President Harry Truman signed the Women's Armed Services Integration Act into law, which enabled women to serve in all branches of the military. And whereas the number of women serving in the military and the number of women veterans continues to grow, with women veterans now comprising, and Chair Williams told me something I didn't know, it's now 11%, so that you know it's growing, of the overall veteran population in the United States. And whereas Prince George's County has the largest veteran population in the state of Maryland, with approximately 60,000 veterans, including more than 10,000 military women veterans, or almost 17% of the county's overall veteran population. And whereas the Prince George's County Office of Veterans Affairs established the Military Women Veterans Center and the Military Women's Veterans Advisory Committee to further address the needs of women veterans and their families. And whereas Prince George's County recognizes the extraordinary achievements of women veterans and honors their service and sacrifice. And whereas celebrating Women's Veterans Week during Women's History Month provides the residents of Prince George's County a new opportunity to appreciate the achievements, contributions, and history of women veterans who valiantly served our nation. Now, therefore, I, Angela Alsobrooks, County Executive for Prince George's County, do hereby proclaim March 21st through 25th, 2022 as Women Veterans Week in Prince George's County. Further, I encourage all citizens and residents of our great county to join me in thanking and honoring the more than 10,000 women veterans who call our county home. Thank you so much, and I have one of these for each of our special guests.